Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. It's Joy Prime TV. They're all unified. So just Joy Prime TV, you're good to go. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. And you can also send us your messages, hashtag Prime Morning, and you send it to us. It's Friday. We're getting excited because the weekend is just around the corner. And we're getting into conversations about the Grammys. We're getting conversations about some producers. And we're getting conversations about new hits that is just about dropping as well this morning. So I want to go to the other side on Zoom, where I have with me this morning Nabeyin. If those of you who have been following the Grammys and all of that will attest to this, there's one person that has never been talked about, you know, as much as we can. We've not really done so much in terms of talking about him and his exploits out there in the West. And we have him on Zoom to speak to us, to let us know a few of the things that he's been doing, and also his Grammy nominations that have come, you know, in a couple of times he's gotten some nominations as well. So Nabi, if you can hear me, a very good morning to you, where you are and how are you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, and thanks for the time this morning. I'm grateful that you're able to join us.
Man, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I mean, from the way you're sounding, I'm tempted to think that you are, you know, an American, so to speak. But I mean, research actually indicates that you're a Ghanaian. You're one of our own. Let's do a bit of your background. You know, just tell us who exactly you are, where exactly you're from, so we can run away from the American, you know, origination that seems to be given to you at this point.
Yeah. So my dad is from Apam. My mom is from Kumasi, but I'm the only one out of my siblings that was born in America, and I was born in San Bernardino, California, Inland Empire.
Okay, so originally you are Ghanaian. You are one of us.
Definitely.
Awesome. But congratulations to you on the Grammys nominations. I mean, great feat twice. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I'm excited.
So you're a music producer. How did that journey begin for you? We're going to be looking at the Grammy nominations and all that. I mean, when you won the first one and all. But let's talk about the producing side of your career. When did that begin? At what point?
So my brother taught me how to make beats when I was 11 years old. And I think at age 16, that's when I started to really get into a lot of the underground boom bap stuff. So Ninth Wonder, Jay Dilla, DJ Premier, like a lot of sample beats. So I think from age 16 is when I just started to actually start taking my music production seriously. And then by the time I was in my master's program, because I was doing film scoring, I started to learn how to play the keys. And that's when I started seeing myself grow as an actual producer.
And you've been doing this for how many years now?
I'm going to say 15.
15. And that 15th, you know, has really been a blessing for you because it's come with some recognition, world recognition for that matter. Let's talk about that. When did you win? When did you get the first nomination for the Grammys?
So my first time being nominated was last year. So I was nominated in 2 categories, Album of the Year and Best Rap Album for Kanye West Donda.
And this year was for what exactly?
Well, the nomination came last year, but it was for this year's Grammys.
Okay, so you've had 1 nominations for the Grammys, or there are 2 of them?
2. So when I was nominated, it was for Best Rap Album and Album of the Year for Kanye West Donda.
Okay, and they're all for this year's Grammys, right?
Yeah, it was all for this year's Grammys.
Great. So let's talk about that, you know, nomination and the project you worked on. How did that begin for you? How did you get in contact, you know, in producing the songs for Kanye?
All right, so do you want the long version of the story or do you want the short version of the story?
Say again.
Do you want the long version of the story, or do you want the short version of the story?
Okay, so simplify it, but make it as clear as possible for us.
All right, I'm gonna try and simplify it as best as I can.
Okay.
All right, so it started off with an idea that Wallace Lane and I began in 2017, and then someone from Kanye's camp, Bugs the Beast, he ended up getting a hold of that idea, and then they ended up turning it into what it is now, which is basically the Heaven and Hell record. Originally, the song had leaked, and that's how we found out about it. And they reached out to us, and it was supposed to be Kanye West featuring Travis Scott. But, you know, Kanye likes to do a lot of revisions until he feels like the record is perfect. So the version you're hearing now is the final version of it.
Okay, and you doing a project like that, not for just anybody, but Kanye West, and eventually getting that recognition for it. How does it feel being a Ghanaian as well?
It feels surreal, honestly. Like, I'm just glad that I was able to even make the album because, you know, Kanye is a very unpredictable person. So even though I had known about the record for a whole year, I still didn't know if it was going to make the actual project or not.
What would you say was your most difficult time working on that album for Kanye?
Probably trying to get more ideas done, because even though like we had that one record, it's always like Kanye's still working until, you know, until 5 minutes before he turns in the album. And so we're constantly working on ideas, more and more and more, just to make sure that like we solidify a spot on the album. And honestly, like trying to get a placement in this game is like winning the lottery. So yeah, it's difficult because you're going against all the OG producers like the Timbalands, the Pharrells, all that, and then you got the hundreds of thousands of younger producers that you also have to compete with to try to get on the album as well. So it's definitely challenging.
Okay, so let's talk about the Grammys. I mean, it's you and Rocky Dawuni that we know are representing Ghana large and in charge. We've been talking about how we can, you know, solidify our presence over there and make it even more. You have been there, you've studied the game, you've got two, you know how it works, the dynamics and all that. What are we supposed to be doing from your perspective? What do you think down here in Ghana we're supposed to be doing to ensure that at least we can multiply the numbers that are already showing up in the Grammys?
Shoot, honestly, I just think we need to collaborate more. Honestly, like a lot of my records have came through collaborations. Like the Kanye record, there's like 8 of us on there. You know, it's like it's not a one-man band. So I feel like, you know, collaboration will definitely help increase our chances of being nominated a lot more.
Others have also spoken about the fact that our productions, you know, had to get to a certain level because the Grammys take a look at some of these things, you know, especially, you know, who's behind it and what you're putting out there. Your advice for producers here, I mean, obviously you're a Grammy nominee. So your advice for producers down here, what do you think we have to be doing? What tweakings are we supposed to be doing now?
Honestly, learn how to play the keys, learn an instrument. I think the keys are the most important because if you play the piano, we have virtual sounding instruments. So you could imitate any sound. You can imitate a guitar. You can imitate a flute, the harp. So learning how to play the keys, literally that's why I'm in the position I'm in right now, because I have that ability to play the keys, and a lot of producers are only good at drum programming, but I can play the keys, I could do drum programming, I could arrange your record from start to finish. So just the more tools you have in your arsenal will definitely, you know, increase your chances of making better product.
Okay. After the Grammys, has any Ghanaian musician reached out to you that, you know what, we think that this is the way to go, you're the light now, what can we do, what can we work on?
Me and Rocky Downey are actually going to be linking up next week to work on some stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Kwabna also reached out to me as well. So we have to get that figured out, but I'm more than excited to work with him.
Okay, so in terms of collaborations, from your angle, who do you think that you really want to work with them right now?
As far as artists or producers?
Artists, I mean.
Ghanaian artists or American
Ghanaian artists.
All right, Ghanaian artists.
Because we need you to do the same thing you did for Kanye for us. So yeah.
Oh, say less. All right. So with that being said, Sock is fire. I definitely want to work with him. And Black Sheriff. I've taken a liking to him a lot, and so I'm hoping at some point that we could actually work on something.
All right, so Sarkodie and Black Sharif are the two people that we're looking at right now. But before I let you go, though, when are you visiting? When are you coming down? We need to celebrate that, nomination. So when are you coming down?
I'll be out there next month, the middle of next month. That's the plan.
Oh, you're coming next month?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, that plan should stay the plan, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah, we need to do that. Anyway, thanks so much. Congratulations to you once again. I'm grateful that you were able to join me this morning. And, we pray for higher heights. And hopefully when you're back to Ghana, we'll be able to, talk some more about some of these things and how we can make it the idea of getting into the Grammy some more better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so that's Nabeyin all the way from the US, and he's a Grammy nominee for this year, of course, doing works with Kanye West, speaking to us this morning on what we can do to make sure we increase our presence on the Grammy level, and it's always a pleasure talking to him. I haven't